just try to recall what we have been doing. I will be just asking some questions to everybody, and if you don't mind to answer me, would be very cool for you from your side, right? This is our plan for today. We are good to with that one. Or do we have any objection or something extra that we have to add into our plan?
No.
Okay, then let's start it over here. As we were saying, what we will be doing today is going over the skill. We are reviewing our class. We have these different topics. One of them is about semantic elements. Let's recall in this case, what are semantic elements and why in this case they are important into for the development that we have it. Semantic HTML. First one, what we have semantic element, we refer to the elements that they give some meaning to the HTML, right? Every time when we are talking about semantic element, we have this div, right? This div is the general usage that we have it. We can use it for any kind of information that we have it. We also have our semantics element, for example, header in this case. Which another semantic element do we have? We have nav. We have in this case main. We have another one, for example,
We
as
actually covered that list.
I know it.
The interview questions with Marat.
All of this?
Yes.
Okay, when you covered that part?
A few days ago.
Oh,
Or
okay.
Monday, I think. Monday.
Okay. We cover everything that you have over here.
Yes, everything. The only thing we didn't cover was the web concepts and the CSS concepts, the CSS preprocessor. The rest we covered.
Okay, that is something that we have a little bit of lack of communication here because it was supposed to be this part. Okay, cool. Thank you for that explanation and not go over here. Okay. Mhm. If we have this part over here and we just cover over this part. Okay, just give me 2 seconds in order to because I don't want to. You are right, repeating that information is completely useless. Okay. Then we have in this case the different projects.
Mario, what are the chances they will actually be asking those kind of questions, like HTML, CSS questions? Because I've heard that they usually give them, like coding challenges, and then they don't really ask those kind of questions. Like, yeah.
Being honest, in United States, I am a higher engineer in my company, and we ask it. I mean, it is basically the beginning that I am, or at least to know the basic concept that you have it uh, into the technology. But
do you ask like junior level candidates or?
No, even a senior engineer, I can ask him that. because the basics are very important in this case. And we have 500 engineers, so we are not that small, and we have it into our interview questions. It's just part of what we are, in this case, doing it. Okay. Then what we can do right now. But when you say this interview question about algorithm, it's depending on the type of the company that you are having. If you are working for or you are trying to get for Amazon, Google, or big companies, they tend to do it, or they also tend to do it into very startups. I still don't understand why a startup asks algorithm question. I find it meaningless. Because algorithm question they used to tend just to filter people like, okay, I have too much money, or I have too many people trying to get into my company, that I ask algorithm question in order just to eliminate some candidate. Uh, but it depends of the type of company that you are trying to get into. But a normal company or a middle-sized company will always go over at least over the basic CSS, JavaScript, or for example, what is a render block in CSS, or yeah. And and aside of that, that is the job that you will be doing. At least even if you are a React developer, you always will have uh, this part of or that you must know this information.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, um, okay. Then let's do this part. This project you already did it or not? I don't want to be go over it. It's supposed that it was yesterday project.
No, we didn't do e-commerce project.
Okay.
We did the small grid project.
Okay. What do you think if we go over this one? That we have it in order to not to waste our time. And I'm sorry, I first apologize about this one. I prepare related with what I have in my program. Is I am taking this one as an aside project that we can just go over it. Okay, I'm not sure if that make is okay for all of you. Then we can start going over this project here that we have it. I doubted that we can finish it in the 3 hours, but I think we can go over that one. Or we can take any project that you have it here for the graduation project, and we can go together. Or if there is a specific topic that you think like we have to repeat, I can go over that or create a project over that topic that you have inconvenient. Okay, Timur, thank you so much for your input. If you don't want to tell me, you can do like a Timur and go over here. Okay.
Is it possible to do this e-commerce project using grid? Because um, we didn't really cover grid, but we somehow did the grid project yesterday.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why not? In this case, okay. Uh, then you will see me a little bit suffering in this moment, going over it, but let's go out to draw. Okay, cool. Okay, in order to know to make some ballpark, let's start doing it. I think we can, in this moment, start working with this part that we have it in this moment. Let's have these 8 elements. I will take one image at least, and let's start this website. is divided basically in two parts, right?
Mhm.
One, two parts. Then in order to start it, and let's say that we will use grid. Okay. The good thing about grid, and we will just then divide this into the different elements that we have. Okay, cool. These are the different elements that we have. Grid is divided into columns and rows, right? I always have in common columns and rows. And here we will just say we have different columns and we have different rows that we are having. Grid is very good when we have, in this case, this inconvenience that, okay, I will divide this page in some specific amount of columns and in a specific amount, in this case, of rows. Okay, then let's start in this moment just with the division of this page into two. Let's not go over too many things. And here we have it. We have the, I will just go over one div. This div, we will add one class. And the class, this one will be like a, let's call it main container, main container. Or, and inside this main container, mhm, okay, we will just start dividing it, right? This column, and let's divide it right now into two elements. We have one element, we have one element, and we will have the second element, the second element. Okay, let's run this friend over here. In the main container, then the main container, we have it, the main container, the main container. We just say display, in this case, what we have to call this guy, we will call it grid. Okay, okay. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay, now that we have the columns that we need right now, we have to divide it into the columns or the columns and okay, please roll start. Where we have it? We have it here, and we inspect the element where we have it in.
Excuse me, Mara, you put everything
Yes.
to the head. We should do the same? Not
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I am completely wrong what I am doing here. That is what I was saying. Why I have this hello world and here that it doesn't make absolutely any sense. Okay, side thing. And we have it. Okay. Okay, now that we have, in this case, we have the grid container. Okay, and now I go over, and here, this one, the grid container, now that we have it, we can just start with the grid template columns and the grid templates rows. How many, in this case, columns do we have? We want, and how many, in this moment, rows do we want? Let's say that we just want 1 and 2. And here columns, I would just say 1 and 1. When I am using this FR, just mean fragments or how many elements I needed in this moment to create. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. And here we have the main container. And this main container is divided here into some element. Here it is, this one, and here it is the second one. Let me the main container, let me just put it some height like 800 pixels that we just to make it bigger. And there we have it. We have 2 grids and 2 columns. 2 and 2. If we just see the element, you have the division of grid. It's just this. There are just columns and rows. We divided, in this case, our page into how many elements do you want to create. When you are saying, okay, grid, display, you create a page, then we have the columns and we have the rows. How many rows do you need, or how many rows in this case? 8, 8. I will just say 1000 pixel just to add it in this moment. Let's say 1000 pixels just to see, be able to see what I have inside. Okay. That you have the division of how many rows do you need and how many columns. I just need 1 row, but for example, I wanted to just to show you this. You can also have a specific numbers, for example, pixel. Okay. Now I am creating 3 rows, 2 rows of fragmental rows, and 1 row with a 1 specific time that we are having. Let me just go here, and then you have how many rows do you have? You have the last row 200, and the first one too are divided into the amount of lines that you want in this case to be created. Row, a grid, in this case is not dynamic. Why? If I make this one smaller, the amount of elements, they continue being the same, exception. Here we have it, and we have the 3 elements that you have before. What you can use when you are defining the amount of the rows can be fragmentals, can be, in this case, percentuals. Then you, okay, let me just refresh it. I didn't
Mario,
say that.
is it possible to give the grids some borders so we can see what is going on?
Yeah, why not? Let me just go over here and let me just add to every div 1 border, and let's say a solid 1 pixel red.
And then we can just delete it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you have. Basically, it's not showing me to everybody, but because we have just 2 divs. You have 2 divs, but we have 6 spaces in our screen. Let's say if we want to show all the different elements, then we will have to create those 6 divs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I just go over here, 6. 36, 7, 8, 9. I need 9 elements. 9 elements in this case. And there we have the different degree that basically I am creating it. If I am calling this last one, let's say it 50, let's say that this last one, I want just to call it 50%. I say 50%, then the grid will just take the shape of what you are in this case specifying in one of all of them. I say like this one will be 5 times, say 5 times, or the fragment that you have it, you can manipulate. One thing that you have to be secure is grid in this moment is a static way to write your code. It's not floating, like for example, float that it will be joining inside what you have it. Grid is just a page and you are just passing lines and started to do, okay, how many elements do you need into the grid? Right now I am saying that I will have 3 for 3. But if in the future I say I just want 2, then grid in this case will just create that extra line. And you're saying, okay, just 1. And just the amount of element that you are adding into the grid, they will apply it. Everything extra that is outside of this structure that you are creating it will continue with the simple HTML, CSS that you are creating. There is absolutely no more that you have it. Another thing that you can use it is like auto or others, but this is basically grid. We display the grid. Into the grid, you have the columns and the rows. Specifically, how many elements do you want to add into the screen? Is columns and rows. And you need some, if in this moment I don't have any elements inside the grid, that is why I am putting some, hey, let's say like I just have 2 columns and 1 row. If I save that information and right now I go here, the page is divided between my first 2 divs, but if you see it, all the other divs are here. This is my first div, my second div, and everything else is just going with this with the normal structure that you have any CSS, right, or any HTML element that you have. All the elements are just going one after another one. What else we need to know about the grid? Usually you can put some gaps or other things, but nothing extra. Okay. So this 20% is, okay, Timur said, so the 20% is for the first column. Okay. Let's say this one that you have it here is the first column. Let me just add some here. Column 1, column 2. Here you have it. Okay. Here you have the information and you are seeing these columns you have. This one is the first column and this is the second column, exactly how they appear. If, for example, if I call it here, 2 fragments or 2 times bigger than the division of the page will just move it. And if I call it here 5%, then it's also related to that page. Then I have the row, and this row can be, for example, 10%, or in this case, 10 px that I am having. 1 column, 1 row, nothing more. In this case, 1 fragment. 1 fragment means all the page. If I have a smaller, for example, here I say 2 fragment, you will not see any different. I don't have any extra. We just go with 1 fragment. or you can just say it 10 pixel, and that one also will be, look here, we have a small column or a small row of 10 pixel. We don't have any other changes that you can have it into the grid. And what else is important for grid? Justify content. I have something here into the chat. What is, we have a wide scheme, but we don't want the grid to stretch all the way. What if we have a wide scheme and we put, I don't want my grid. Well, in this case, you can give a limit, height, and you just say, for example, width, let's say 500 pixels, then there you have. I mean, like always, this is not changing anything. Your height and your width tend to be, in this case, the limit that you have. If you limit your container, then everything will be applied or related with that container. You have a container that is 100 for 100 pixels, then inside that container, you are creating those, let's say it like this. Let's say in this case, you create this container and you grid this one, then if you apply columns and rows, it will be adequate for that specific grid. But you have to limit your page. What is the limit of the page that you are, in this case, generating? I don't, well, could be max width or resolution. I don't see like the resolution has something to do in this case, because the resolution is the resolution of your screen itself. The grid works in the amount of pixel that you have into your page, because not usually have the same resolution in every machine. Or the question is different, Timur. Okay. So far, there are questions related with what I am talking about right now. We are fine. Okay. If there are questions, please feel free to go over it. Okay. Then, now that we have it here, the definition for what we are doing it, let's say, and we are thinking, hey, we have the container. This container is applying just to the specific element that we have it. We created this page with 2 elements. Then inside those 2 elements, inside the second element that we are already divided, we will have here one div. This div, I will just call it in this moment. If I see this bar, let's say that this is the slider. This is the slider. And over the slider, we will have this another one. And this one is the important that I want to take. This one will be with the class products. Okay. Inside the products, I will have 8 different divs. Okay, fine. I just say a div I wanted you to be A, and I want you to, in this case, have the class product. Why? I am not sure, but I will do it in this way. Okay. The second one, this one, will have the class, let's say like if this is the main container, this will be the menu, this will be say uh, content. Not descriptive much, but let's go here. And we will continue using this grid that we have it so far. Okay. We say that it will be 1000. And that is what we have. Two columns. Maybe this one a little bit different. Maybe I make this one 3 times, and the other one will be 1 time. We are dividing in the page. Now, the second, we have these products. We will have, in this case, products. We continue using grid. I am not talking about anything that is in this moment responsive, right? We are just using grid. Then we just say in this case, display grid columns. I don't know, I think not, but let's go to, in this case, with columns. With column, we have here into the content is the one that I want to, the content. And let's say like a one fragment, and the other part, I can say 3 fragment would be something that I would like to apply. Let's see how it goes. Right now, I said columns, but actually what I needed, it was rows. In this case, rows. That is what I wanted to apply. And here we have it. We have the first column. This will be our menu. This is our slider. And here we will have our products, say it in that way. And we continue with the maquetation of what we have. Then we just go and we get the products. And we just continue saying the same. Display grid. And what we need? We need columns and rows. We can just use it. There is one reserved word that say repeat. Repeat in this case, if we go, is asking you in this case how many elements that we want in this case, and okay. In this case, how many elements do you want? For example, I want 3 elements. And these elements, how much I wanted to have it. Let's say 1 fragment. And the rows, I need to repeat. I wanted to make 2 elements of 1 fragment. And I save that information. Go here. And there we have it. We have 1, 2, 3. I think like we need more products, right? I think like it's not, it's 4. Then what I do, I don't need 3. What I need in this case are 4 columns. And all the columns with the same size, and the fragment that I have here has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Then it will be okay. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 products, 1, 2, 3, 4 products, and every product just divided in the element that we have it. You say, okay, the division that we have into the content is 1/3, but maybe we needed a little bit bigger this guy in order to see it bigger. I think that could be just generating what we are having it so far. Okay. And we have the definition of what you are having into that element. Then into the product, we start defining what we have here. And here what you only have is the element, the image, the description, and the price. I think I already have here one of these image, the image, the description, and the price. You will just have an image. What do we use into the image? SRC? Which is another information that we have to add into the image.
ALT.
Yeah. In this case, we just add the alt element and we just add one description. Then we just have the product name, and at the very end, I will just say it in this case, one paragraph with the
Nice.
how much costs this element, right? And we go here. And there you have, I mean, like we have to change the size or everything that we have into the element. But basically, we just go here, add the elements, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And we can start just giving the CSS of the elements that we have. One good thing, what bad thing about grid? Good thing about grid, if later I want to modify the amount of projects that, the amount of element that I am displaying, I can come to my grid and just say, you know, the columns, I don't want 4. I want, in this case, 2. And the columns, okay, I want 4. And it's very easy in this case to change the structure of our website to that you are creating. Okay. And you still have it 2, 4, 6, 8. Later, no, I just want 1. Okay, you just say you want 1 and you had 8. We'll refresh it and simple as that is just generated. One inconvenience using, in this case, grid is that grid behave very bad when you don't know how many elements you will be adding into the page. If you are secure the amount of element that you are displaying, grid is perfect. But if you don't know how many elements you will have it into your project, that is behaving pretty bad related with the grid that we have it here. Well, and we can say that the structure of this website, we have it. I mean, like right now, we just start to give it like the extra definition that we have it. For example, start creating this menu and the different other elements. if you ask me, Mario, there is something extra that you have to do in grid. Uh, there is this part that is column gap, but it belongs in this case, I think like you say grip, grip, uh, column gap, and we have this grid row gap. What do you think that they are doing?
Space between them.
Exactly. There is not anything extra that you are doing over there. That is just an space that you are adding. The space, as always, can be in pixel, percentage, or anything that you wanted to add it. There is not, in this case, anything like magical into the element. Here, I have these gaps that you are adding it. The gaps are always inside. There is nothing that is adding it outside of the elements. What else do you see? Like you can combine it with there is something called grid gap, but grid gap, nothing more, 10 pixel and 50 pixels. And then you have like the second one is the column. And here you have, I am applying to the first element that we have. Mhm. Justify element and justify all items. They behave the same as grid. And
Excuse me,
grid.
Mara,
Yes.
can you show your CSS for the product?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was not
Absolutely.
able to catch you.
Yeah.
For product, you didn't do anything?
No, I didn't do anything because basically in grid, you give the properties to the parent, not to the child.
Can you show please your HTML then? Because I repeated with you, but mine is messed up everything.
Don't worry.
For the product, you just put inside the image and product name and
Yeah,
the price. I
I
did
can
everything
give.
same like you, but mine is totally different. I don't know.
Mhm. Let me here remove this name and everything because this is creating a lot of noise into the code. Let me just remove this thing. And it's just like this. This is all the CSS that, all the HTML that we have written so far. If we do it, you have the content. The content has two divs, basically. Yeah, with the container. Then we have the first column, and this one that you have here is the second column. We have the main container, first column, second column. Inside the second column, we have two more, that is the slider and the products. And inside the products, I have the product. No more.
I did everything same, but mine is different. Oh, I guess I found out.
Oh, I can give you this one
Okay, no
because
worries. I found out.
okay. One was not close or something.
Yeah, image was not closed.
Okay. Okay, cool. Happy for hearing that.
Mario,
Oh, yes.
can you show us how to make it responsive? Like the page, the e-commerce, like when you make it smaller, it's showing like two rows. I don't remember how to make it responsive.
This one. Okay. That is something that I don't like. That is something that I don't like in the way that how grid is behaved because of what we will have to use it. Well, we will have to use it in this case are media queries. Media queries. There is not many options aside of override the queries that we are having. For example, right now, let's say like this products, right? This product is the one that we have to be used. Media queries. Okay, media queries. And I am just going over here. Okay, we have this add media, and now I know that only a screen means don't use it in printed, and we just specify, for example, width, max width, let's say it's 700 pixel. Let's say 700 pixel, just to have a number. And now we start overwriting what we wanted. The majority of time, what you will be doing is you say, okay, continue being the grid. Do we need in this case a 4 column? No, you know what? I want to. Okay, if I want to, and I want 4 in this row. I save this information, and I hope that I wrote in this case completely wrong, because in this case I have to use it mean in this case, and I just refresh it. I always do it wrong in this case. Something I am writing bad about this. Okay, screen and mean the width. Let me just say.
Actually, it's supposed to be maxis, no?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Like,
max. We
we are saying that what is everything less than 700 pixel
has to be applying this
is
as
to be
a
applied,
product.
yeah.
Uh, Let me just say, I'm sure it's because no, I did a more or less right. I will just explain you what happened here. Man, you press Control X, and instead of pressing Control C. And then, as you can see here, I just blow up my code. Then there is no other code related with the product. I just did this one. Let me just go over here. If you see it here, I will just remove it, go here. Look, I did like this, Control X, and that is
Mhm.
why it's not doing anything. Uh, And here we just say in 2, and in this case, 4 elements. We have all the elements that we wanted, and we go small. Maybe I still have 700. Let me just go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oop.
It didn't work. Mine is
You
okay.
know, yeah. Mhm. Median, screen, and max width is supposed that is in this case. We have the product. I save it, right? I save it, yeah. I refresh this guy. Okay. Then I refresh it. It didn't work. What I am expecting to do it. Products, but is this exactly what we wanted? Let me just go here and see if I am doing properly. I refresh this guy. Yes, the CSS is correct in this case, what we are writing. But media, screen, it has to be working. Even though if I add here 700 pixel, let's say like we will say mean. This is WIDTH, right? Yeah, I think I am writing it correct. It's not that I am doing it wrong. Media only screen, and do we need the space here? Maybe the space in this case is the one that I am not adding correct here. Okay, let me just go small. Nope. Ah, yes, it's correct. It was it was the space between the elements here. Just I have a very big screen. Then we have 4, and this is 700. Maybe here I will have to use something like 800 or 900 in order to see it. Sorry, inconvenient is my screen is quite big. Then you go. Then there you have like 2 elements. And in this case, we can have another media query. And the next media query can be something like 600. And we have 1 column. And we will have here 8 columns. Full screen. Tablet or something like that, right? Tablet. And it will go a little bit more. 1. In this case, you have it. Thank you so much, Timur, for in this case for the data that you are giving to us.
Mario,
Yes.
I have a question. Is this something what we can to do with the grid, but we can't do with the flexbox?
Not that I am aware.
Nothing. I'm just trying to understand why we're using grid if it's not responsive when we have a flexbox and put all this
Because
media query, all this stuff. I'm really trying to understand the logic of it.
one thing that I will tell you is the grid. In this case, if you ask me which are the plus and the cons, the pros is a grid tends to render faster and is technically speaking, is faster to render than in this case the Flexbox, because Flexbox is creating a lot of calculation inside and is changing every time that you are changing this is calculating tends to be less performance than Flexbox. Then Flexbox is less performance than in this case less performance than grid. Grid is better performance. But a good thing about grid, if you know how many elements you will have. If you have how many elements you will have, grid in this case is a better in the way like, okay, here I will just have 4 elements and I will not have more. Then you have full control over, I have 4 elements and it will render faster. And then but if you have something that is dynamically generated, Flex is better in this case. And if you ask me which one I can use, you can do everything with and this uh with
But
Flexbox.
because if I use the grid, I will prefer like only use with the Bootstrap because it's already with the Bootstrap is already responsive. You don't need to put media query. But like with the clean CSS, it's like it's a painful, like to do all this media query and put all this stuff. Like I just trying to understand.
Yeah, the majority of developer will tell you like this. Flexbox is one dimension because it's just one row, right? Like, one big row and everything is going one after another one. Then when you need something that is one dimension and that need to scale, then in this case, Flexbox is the best option. Grid is suppose when you have two dimensions thing that you have to do. Flexbox was not thought in this case to use this wrap. I mean, the idea of Flexbox is you don't need to wrap it, or you just have one line and you are aligning vertical or horizontal, one type of element. Grid, it was thought about like a multidimensional columns and rows. And I mean, all of them tends to be better. Chosen in this case, Flexbox or Grid, it will be just depending on the what do you need to do. Okay, here I will have 8 elements and I will never have more than those 8 elements. Grid is supposed to be your solution, but when you have something like I don't know what to do, then go. And the second one, if you ask me, Mario, when do I need to use grid? I will tell you for the layout, like what we are doing here. I am dividing the page into lateral and vertical. I just need 2 pages. Then I have to here in this case the slider and the product. These are basically 4. You are dividing the page into 4. Then grid could be a better solution instead of it will be to create this layout that I am showing you right now. I think it will be a little bit more complicated to do it with grid, with Flexbox than with grid. But this preference at the very end, it's not like this is better or this is not. If you just know 4 elements, a element, I need 3 columns and 4 rows, I will never change that thing because that is the structure that I will have forever. Grid. I don't know how many products I will have it. Flexbox of Flex in this case.
Got it.
But there is not nothing more. I also don't use grid more often. The majority of the time I am just using Flexbox. I find it more natural too. Okay. Another question so far. Then the solution to make them responsive is just using media queries. I'm sorry, there is not another inbuilt solution for grid in order to change the structure. You have literal saying, okay, in this side, you will have this amount of column and this amount of rows. And this side, you will have this amount of column and this amount of rows. It will not be like a flexible, what you usually apply. There are good things. There are a good thing, for example, that you have it into Flexbox. Let me just show you in order to not to have it. Let's say like we have here product and we call this element 1. Okay, this element 1, I will save it. And we can manipulate this friend a little bit interesting. Okay, element, I didn't copy. Control C, not Control B, Control C. This element 1, we can just use something that is called grid. Let's say like we have columns, okay? Column star. And we can tell it from one column star Let's say that it will start from the column 2, and let's say grid column, and as you may imagine, and I will say that I want this one to finish in the number 5. If I save this friend over here and I refresh my page, you will see that I create something totally different, right? The second column, and I will add some information here. Look, this one is the first element. I will just say element. I consider this a little bit not common, but you can manipulate the element inside your grid and move it. I'm not sure if you are using this like a voucher that you are moving. I can say that, for example, I can say, okay, you know what? Element 1, you will start in the place 3 and you will finish in the column 2. Okay. I am just saying from the second element to the third element. Now, I can even do this with the same with, I say, hey, grid, let's say row start, and I want to start in the row 2, and I can just say grid, row, and I mean, here you will not see much different because we just have 2 columns. If you do it like this, then look, there you have the element at the very end of your page. Why this will be useful? I doubt that you need to move element, but it's one property that you have into grid. That because you have the grid, this squarey part, then you can move your elements into the different places of the row that you have it. For example, here, and we can say 2, position 2, 3. Let's not think about this one. Okay. I will refresh it, and here I have it. And the element 2, 3, I can even move this element a little bit forward. Let's say like I want the row, and I will just say, hey, grid column star. When we are counting here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I want it in the position 3, and I want this to end in the grid column, and I want you to finish in the position 4. It's supposed that it has to appear here. If I am not mistaken, that you have. You can just move the elements in. Okay, one idea is like if I want that, Mario, why I not just put it in the 4th position? Absolutely agree with you. But something cool that you can do is just join it, for example. And you know what? I want you to have the 5th position in this case. And now this last one has to get these 2 elements that you have over there. And you can start creating quite funky sizes of the element. A little bit complicated to do with, in this case, with Flexbox. Or I can, for example, say it, okay, you know what? I want you to start in the 1. And what will going to happen? It will take all the size of my row. And you can start creating this kind of layout that you have. If we go into our inspector, if we go to our inspector and you start inspecting, look, there are the same rows. There are the same 2, 4, 6, 8. The only thing that I am doing is like the element that we have it here, the element 1. We are just modifying the characteristic. How many columns, how many rows, and where is everything extra? Here, outside of our grid. Just adding more space into them. Could be needed. Possible. questions so far?
Can you just always use Flexbox and don't care
Yes.
about it?
Yes.
It's so quite complicated. It's easier to use Flexbox.
As I said, it's good for a structure. Because if I don't, if this is the the layout that I want. Layout is the structure of the website. Then it's cool because it's difficult to create like a uh, uh, 4 square here and one big square here using Flexbox. Because if you are using Flexbox to create this same stuff, then you will have to have, for example, the main here divided between two. Then you will have to have another container here, and then the other 4 containers that you have in order to create the same thing using, in this case, Flexbox, right? It will be a little bit more complicated to create the same structure using Flexbox. With grid, it's easier to just to structure the web page, but nothing more.
One more question.
And
When you put for
yeah.
the element one, the grid column start and grid column end, for the grid column end, you choose number 5, but actually only we have 4 columns over there. Why did you put number 5?
Because we started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the grid start with this one. This is the first column, this is the second, this is the third, this is the 4, and this is the 5. It's like the same here, like a 1, 2, 3. Because we don't start from 0. We start from the position 1 till end, or we're supposed to start the other one that you are having here. That is why how you count it. It's a little bit weird, but it will make more sense if we say from 3 to 4, right? And accept both of them. But grid was written in this way that you are saying from which star till which, in this case, star. From 1, that is this that you have here. And if you say from 1 to 1 is supposed to not to have anything, then you say from the first line that we have it to the second one, to the third, till the fourth, until the 5. That is why we are counting in that way. Nothing more. Yeah, it doesn't feel natural, right? This is the way that we counted here. Any other questions so far? Okay, okay. Shana, question, Maxat, David, Gulnud, makes sense. We continue here. Sultan, Aidan, Timur. Do we have break? Do we don't have break? We continue.
Yeah, I think we can have maybe a break.
Okay. Shanad, how is everything going so far? Is making sense of what we are talking so far or not much?
Yes, it makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Please. Okay. Let's take 10 minutes break and then we continue. Resume recording. Yeah.
Oh,
You were
actually, I
asking.
got you. Instead of writing every time like 1 fragment, 1 fragment, 1 fragment, 1 fragment 4 times, we just write 4, comma, and 1 fragment.
Yeah. Plus and minus. The plus is I don't have to write 4 times. The minus is It's a static number. For example, if I wanted to write 200, 100, 500, 300, I cannot do it with repeat. Repeat is when you have a fixed number or column that you want to create it. But you can combine it. For example, you have this one, and I can say something like a 50 pixel. And if you go here, I mean, it will look weird, but in this case, it will be quite possible products here. It's not something common, but it
But what
make
if, for example, I put repeat 4, or I put, in our case, for the column, we have 4 columns. We put repeat 4, and if I change for the fragment 2, is it gonna change?
No. It's not going to change in this case because they will just. It's not that it will make it 2 times. Remember that the fragment it will say, okay, let's imagine this case that you have an screen and you are saying make it four
Columns?
and then 4 columns, and you say every column has to have the size of 2. It's not that it will. Then it will take the screen. It will divide it in this case 2, then we'll multiply for 8. Then you will say, okay, then actually every column has to have 2 fragments. It will just divide it, okay, the page in X amount of fragment, and it will give you this amount for you.
And
It
if
will
I
be the
put
absolute
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be the same size of the.
Yeah, we can have 100 and that will not change anything, because it's basically the same. I mean, you are not divided. When you see the different in this case, if I say 10 fragment here, and I just say 1 fragment later, okay. Then in this case, you will have a different look. Because then it is divided the page, in this case, 4 multiplied for 40 plus 1, then you have 41 fragments. And then it take the page, divide it in 41, and start giving you this, okay, you wanted 1, here you have your little fragment, okay, the other one, 10 fragment that you have in that moment.
So in that case, we have 3 columns with the fragment 10 and 4th column with the fragment 1, right?
No. We have. Okay, let me just remove yes, the
Element
one
1.
that, yeah,
Element
this
1.
one, right? Yeah. In order for us to see it properly. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the little one.
But the small one is the 5th one?
Yes, it's this one here.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't make much sense in this case that you have it like this, but when you are using repeat, it's like, oh, okay, I get it over there, but it's not that necessary. If you want to see it at the very end, because here you may argue with me that, oh, but I don't see anything at the end, then we can just add some more. And you will see those little elements here. This is the last one that we were adding. 4 are repeating, and the last 2 are the one that you added over here. That is this extra fragment. Then the page was divided, not between, it was 41. Grid divided the page into the 41 spaces and give you 1, and the other one give you 10 and 10. It is making them the calculation inside. It doesn't really much matter if I say here, for example, 50. What is going to happen is this one will get very tiny. And if you do it like this, look, very tiny, because then you are saying my full screen is 200, and this one is 201, and it's just making some calculation in order to give you that relative number. It's not a division between 5.
Okay.
And if I say, for example, here 1, then everybody has a fragment of this. And if I say 2 here, it's not that it will be 50 and 50. It will just give you these proportionals in this case that you have it over there. This one is the double size of the element that you have it inside. Nothing more.
Yeah. But the size of the fragment we can give by the height or width, right? Because like we don't have the exact number for the fragment. It's just dividing what the parent has in total. Then
Yeah,
in
or
that case, you just need to give them height or weight. This
exactly.
height or this. In that case, okay.
Either you give it one specific size or you give the parent, or if you say like to the parents in this case that it will be the content, let's say like you give it the content 1 week and you say 500 pixel, then everything will be just getting into those 400 500 pixel and everything inside will try to fit that the space that you have it.
Great.
It's not that beautiful, but it makes the job over here. Okay, I think I want to remove this gap. I think like it's not needed. Uh, yeah, we have over there. Maybe we start adding some information in order to not to have this ugly page that we have it so far. Yeah, no later. Spend 3 hours and I cannot even show it. Uh, let's just add some text. The majority of time, honestly, what I will be, I don't think is into the content, into the content here, we have the first column. Okay. This first column, we have the logo. Okay. We have a div. This is the logo, say and then let's try to use something normal now. And inside the now, what we have this 1, 2, 3, some elements. Let's say 5 elements. Or maybe we just add one UL. We say li elements. We multiply by 6, and inside we add some text, maybe. Okay, no, let's just add it here. We added just some text. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of these, let's add in this case another UL. And here we have another li, right? One, two, three, four. Okay, if we have that one, this is just the menu. Suppose that I am adding it here. The different menu that is showing over there. Okay. What else? Let's apply some CSS. So this is the structure. Then we add here the menu. And we say UL. We have this UL. Okay, here you here. Okay, list style, none. I think that will just remove it. Then we need the second list. Let's say it class. Let's say second menu. And here, let's add some like a text second menu. What we do, those second menu. Display none. What is the difference between display none and visibility hidden? Do you know the difference between one and another one? Let's say like I take out this one and I refresh and I will add this one. Aha, Wilnor, you wanted to tell me something?
No, if you put visibility, it will just delete from the page, but still you can see the space, the gap which is taken. But for the display, it will disappear the gap as well.
Yeah, it's exactly what is happening. Visibility in this case, the space continue existing. I mean, like it's like a visibility Claude from Harry Potter, right? He's still there. He's still there. I mean, you don't see it, but the space is covered by the element. When you say display node, you are saying, hey, I don't want this element be displayed into the screen. Useful, sometimes it's useful in this case when you need to cover the space with something that maybe will appear in the future, you can keep it with visibility and not with the cover. Okay. Okay, display none. What else do we know? That is the menu. We need to display another element when I hover, when I hover in this case, like class, secondary menu. I'm sorry for the very bad names. When I hover this element, when I hover this element, when I hover this element, I want something else to show. Is it possible to do it? Is that possible that to do it? Can you spend like a 2-3 minutes and try to can we out of it? Yeah, that is not inconvenient. You can just use it as you want. Uh, mhm.
Maybe you need to give hover
Yes, Max.
for the UL,
Uh-huh.
not for the light. For example, I will give it the hover for the second menu, not for the secondary.
Okay, or the second menu, right? This one.
The second menu hover there and display something, I don't know.
Yeah. We have this display, and I think it display block, if I'm not
In
mistaken,
block,
right?
yeah, block's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay.
cool.
Do you mind if you try it?
No, I still didn't try.
Oh, okay. Well, someone can try it.
Oh, no, it's not working.
Would you mind to spend like a 1 minute or 2 minutes trying to Google it or figure it out if there is a way to do it? The only thing that I want is just to try to Google to see what's going on. You can use any tool that you want. By the way, I have to put it next to suppose here, just to see it here. Okay. Maybe here when it's hover in order uh, to have it right. I think that is something that just to see a color. Second menu, let me just go over the secondary menu. This secondary menu, just to see, right, that on hover something is happening here. Hover, and let's say it here, color orange. Just to see that. Look, then there is something that is happening this moment, right? There is something that is happening. I think like we can say cursor. I remember pointer. Last time I didn't remember that one. Okay,
You have
there
to
is something.
use.
Uh-huh.
You have to second second menu hover and then lay. Second menu hover space lay.
Space
No, 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 no,
LI.
not no, no, no. Second menu. Second menu.
This one
No, no,
or
no.
this one.
Yeah, yeah. Second menu space
Uh-huh.
lay and try down. Yeah,
Okay.
not working.
No, maybe I am missing something here. Display revert, tomorrow. The important or what I want you to try right now is to find how you can select something that
It's really
is
pretty
not
game,
there.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I recently did like this. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just funny. There are, I think if I'm not mistaken, 3 ways to do it. Uh, but the thing is like you have one element, but you want something happen in one element, but later you want that the class is applied to something else. Okay, I will tell you that it has to be applied to this one. For example, I can have here, I will just copy this one here. I will just copy this one here. But here, this display block is correct. This display block here is correct. But we need something here in order to, when the secondary menu has hover, make it block. or maybe display unset. Yeah, I think that will make the trick the unset, I think. But the idea is I want this will not be applying to the secondary menu. I want to be applied to. And how can I change? When I say change, it's not changing. Yes,
Okay,
Maxat?
put the second menu. Second menu.
The second menu, okay.
Don't forget
Second.
dot. Yes, second menu.
Yeah. Second menu. Ta-da-da.
Just second menu.
Yeah.
And delete the previous one.
This one, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
not supposed to.
And I save it. And I go here. I refresh it. There we have. There we have. And then what the only thing that you are saying is there here you can also say plus if you want to be more, and this is absolutely the same that we are saying here. Yeah. Oh no, this is not plus, is this one. If I'm not mistaken. Ta-da-da. Look, that is just if you want to make it more explicit. And this is the selector that is saying like a secondary menu, hover and get into the child, and apply those CSS to the child. Not this one is not needed. Also, I think you can add this symbol here, and it will be absolutely the same, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no. Let me just see this one. I think like we need some space here and here. Say no, then I am mistaken. You can just use it this guy here to show the menu, or as a Maxat say, that is very clean. You can select it here. Small things, but they are quite useful sometimes. They are quite useful. How did you find it, Maxat? Did you Google or something?
Yeah, go. Double
Yeah,
it.
good. Yeah, that is what we need to do. That is what we need to do. And look, what we can do in this case here, that is similar what we have here. The difference is that when we are hover, is just adding something like a color, just add some like a background color. Let's say dark gray and color one orange. We already have orange. We love orange. And there you have. Looking out for the orange. The color is something that we can change, but in general, it's what we needed. And then inside, we can continue with that part. Let's add this, opening a new image. Okay, opening a new tab. Okay. Here we have this beautiful image. And this was one thing. Oh, thank you so much, Maxat, for giving us the information here. Okay. Maxat, you show. Oh, look. And it was this one, right? It was exactly this one. Oh, correct.
Yes.
That is all the thing like you can imagine, and you can just Google it sometimes. Okay, now that we have that information, we need to add the slider. We have this text. There we have the beautiful text that we needed. Where is my replet? Okay, here. Then we have the slider. The slider, we add the data. And here we have one button with the information shop now. Shop now. How are the text here? New arrival is big. Then maybe this one will be H1. And the other one would be like something like a H3. Arrival, then will be H3. Then this one will be with the class hero, because yesterday we were seeing that same name over there. Yeah. We save it. And, new arrival, collection, and so on, so on, so on. Let's say hero. Hero. Background. Okay. It was very nice yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Shannon, would you mind to help me here? How was yesterday that you did this background with a small layout that you create yesterday that you were doing?
Um,
Hmm? It was something like a linear gradient, right? If I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I am very bad at creating these kind of gradients. Then usually I use something like this. Very clear what I am doing. And I start looking for what I want. For example, I want some transparency here. For example, what I am looking for. And I want this. I move it. And I start looking what I want. And let's say I am using something like this. Then I take the linear gradient, if I'm not mistaken. We add it into our background, and then was one comma, then was the URL, and we were at, oh, thank you so much. Yeah. You send it to me. Very cool. And we have this beautiful image over there. And blah, blah, blah. We have it here. Let me just save it. And let's see if this make the trick. There we have the image. The gradient just help us to, I mean, it's very ugly what I am doing it, but let's say like you have it here. This live, maybe we needed to make it darkish, right? Darkish and a little bit more transparent. And I think like we can select this one. Yeah, that guy is, at least we have this part that is doing it. Then we just say background, background position. Okay, background position, center. Let's say center and background, background size, cover. And now we see this person. Oh, okay. I think center is not good. Maybe top will be better for our purpose because I want to see the head of this guy somehow. And now that we have our grid here, maybe we modify for that grid to be a little bit bigger. The context will say 2, 3 column. Okay, we say the main container. Then we have the content here. Display grid. Then we have rows 2, 3. Maybe we make it this one like 3, 3. Just to make this guy a little bit bigger. I will argument that this guy has to have like a some width, 1,500 maybe, and margin maybe auto. In order not to have a percentage information. It's looking not that bad. Then these two that you have it over there, we were saying like the main container. We didn't add anything into the first container. Let's give some styles to these elements. Okay. Well, what do we do? Okay, then we have the hero. I don't have anything. I can use hero H1, right? I can just use hero and I can say hero. All the letters that will be the color white. And I just say, hey, hero H1, maybe font size, I don't know, 50 pixels, just to have a number. And then a hero H3, I think we use it. And personally, I just reduce it like a 15 pixel. Then this one has to be 35 in my mind to make it bigger and to have this difference between the text. Maybe we use something like in the HTML we say like a font family. Any recommendation here with font family that you see like, oh, okay, maybe this font family will be good? I'm not good finding font families in this case. I just know that this has to be sans serif. Okay, in order to have it is because I don't like this serif thing like this line that we have it. But that is a personal opinion. You can find a beautiful information. maybe we add some paddings, right? To make everything a little bit in the center. We can use one rem just to add some paddings in this case to get it. The button, most of the time, we just say hero button, and inside the hero button, we just say background color of black and color white. We can say something like a width. What do we can do? Let's add some padding to say 10 pixel for 20 pixel. Eh, we save it, a little bit rounded the margin, border radius, some small like a 5 pixel, we save it, and we see what's going on over there. I don't like much these borders. Then we can just say like something like a border none. And not that beautiful, but good. Maybe we can make it a little bit thinner. Someone remember how we can make the font thinner? The font weight, right?
Mm.
Let's say like a 300. Okay, no, it was not like that. Oh, I think maybe 300 doesn't exist. Maybe I will make it 400. And I don't have to apply it here, and I have to apply it with this and this guy. Okay. No, not that bad. Not that bad, but what else do we have to add?
Mario,
Yes.
can I ask you a quick question, please? About the background position. If I want to make it like customized, like for example, I want that picture start from his eyebrows. Because there's one project, I was struggling with this one.
Okay. I don't have the from the top of my head, but okay, but I think it's something that the customize uh pixel perfect background position. Uh yeah, I feel like I'm not sure. I just reading in this. Okay, there is a way, and it's because your background position, you can use it in this case, for example, 10 pixel, let's say 10 pixel here. This one will be the X, and it will be the Y. It's a pixel. Let me see. I think this is going to work. Yeah, you can just move it a little bit. Let me just use it, for example, not repeat background size. I will not use in this case size. This will be the completely size of the screen. And let me use not repeat. A background. repeat, not repeat. I'm not sure if something like that is what you will like, and then you will have the position of the image. Let me just try to make it negative. This one, negative, negative, and then it's supposed that this one has to move a little bit over the negative. Let me the background position. Let's remove this one and background image. Oh, now let me move it a little bit more. This guy, like a 60 and 80. Yeah, you can do it like this, but it will be that you will have to be moving the image till the space that you
Yeah,
want
I
it.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Just person is okay. On the weight here that we have it. Thank you for that kind of question. Honestly, that helps me to maybe for someone else it will be also useful. Okay. Then we have like a some gap between the elements. Let's add that gap here. Let's say we have the content, right? Then where is the content? Content, and we just say a grid row gap, and I will just add like something like a 25 pixel. That will be generating this space here. It could be a little bit more, maybe 40. Then you have this space. Then every single element that you have into the products, we also have to give like a, in this case, I want to give 20 row and grid column gap, and I will just get 20 pixel. And there we have the gaps. Then we have the gaps of the products. And we have to start adding information over here. I think I have it here. The data. This one is already sent it to you, what I am going to be copying here. Just adding it, adding it, adding it, adding it, adding it. I am going too fast. I am going in a good speed. Please feel free to stop me or to saying that something in this case doesn't make sense if I doing it. Okay. I think I added extra. If you see it here, there, this one that is making a mess. This and this. And I need to add 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I save it and I refresh it. Yes. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. I need to remove this one that I have here. Okay. I save it and I just add this information is here. And this one has to be here. Let me see if I destroyed everything again. There we have one element. Mhm. Good question. Why this is getting so big? And is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I say 10. I suppose that they are not 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. I need to remove 2 of this. We added these last 2 when we were trying to add 4 and 4, right? And and there we have the elements that are here. We have the products and we have the products. We are adding this agreed, everything, and is getting it over here. Something that we have to define in order to not to make a mess into everything will be that image, because that image is overflowing everything. Then we have product, then we have the img, and we just say, okay, you know what? You will have a max width and let's say 150 pixels in order to not to overflow all my, in this case, image. Let me see if I am applying correctly. Here you have the projects, the product, and the image.
How much you gave it?
Nothing because,
Okay.
yeah, the same as with part of this product. If you see the name is saying with this extra P, and then there you have more or less what is start. You have an overflow so far, but this overflow is because of the image that I have it. Now, I will arrive with one question for you. What you will use in this case to put these 3 elements one after another one here?
Flex.
Exactly. I will not even doubt it in 1 second to go over there. This flex property. It's just too much headache in this case. Then we just get the product. We just get the product and display flex. Let's imagine right now, what we'll be doing right now when I save this one. What is going to happen with this information that I have here inside by default?
So we're gonna stay in a row flex direction.
Like this, right? Okay. Then the majority of time, because I am very bad doing this thing, I will use this one and I will say, okay, I wanted this, and I want it in the center, and align items in the center. Okay, cool. And then I have my elements, direction column, align item center. We just say direction column and align element center. Oh, let's refresh this guy. I didn't save it. Let me see. Direction column. I
Flex
have an
direction,
error.
yeah.
Ah, flex direction. Okay. Flex direction, the column. Okay, flex direction column.
Mario,
What
what did you
else?
click in Chrome to get this flex?
Just you just click here. You open the secondary menu, inspector. Then you go to your element that you wanted. You can click here. You go to your element that you wanted. Now that you are over the element, you will have here the styles. And here next to display flex is this six square that is just the representation of flex, and you click it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And okay, and it's starting not to looking that awful, right? Let's maybe remove the reddish square that we have all around. This one. If we remove this one and we save it, boy, we are already developers. This thing start looking decent. Not good, but it was worse. Okay, that is my my idea. I think that the image needs some extra some extra. I think like we have to limit it because this guy over here, this guy is growing with the error, is getting over calculated here.
Use
Then I see.
300. 300.
Huh.
No, I mean like for the icons, for the products.
From the
Max with
products.
600. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Max is 300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good. What you are saying, Max with 300. We just have to control this guy in order to make it. Okay.
The guy you can put. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I am open.
I use two fragments for the content. Two
Okay, from
fragments
the
and three fragments. 2, 3.
here, right?
Yeah.
2, 3. Okay, yeah, makes sense. I can even, yeah. This one is a little bit like too small. Let me. I can just modify this width or something. Maybe I will go with 4, 2, and this one, I think I will go with 2 to 5 to 4 maybe to 4 because no. mm, 3,
Or you can
4.
just give the percentage, like
Yeah. Oh, makes sense.
40,
Thank you.
40 to 60.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you for the advice for it. It didn't come to my mind to go over it. Okay, 20 to 40, I think, because it's taking the page, the percentage over here. No. Okay, okay, she's. Mhm.
You don't like the
Okay.
percentage? I did like 20 to 80.
Yeah, 20 to 80. Okay, let me just see.
20% to 80%.
Okay. Yeah, much better. Yeah, you are right. Much better. Still, I still feel weird because of the size, but I think it's because of this guy over here that we have. Mhm. I wanted to have like a, for example, let's say at max with 80% maybe, and then I will have some space somewhere. Yeah, it's 80%. I have some space on the sides. And this is just more about how can I say preference right now what I am doing because I don't have a design completely. I am uh, I am going with my personal preference, right? What else do we have it? I think this is JavaScript. The scroll effect that we have it. Just let me see, because I don't think that I can do it something like that. This one, this guy here, I think the position fixed will make a no sticky. Nope, they will not make it. I think I had to make it with JavaScript. I don't have much idea how can I do it without putting JavaScript, making these extras things. Just let me see. Wait, I think
Excuse me, Myra.
uh-huh.
We have a problem actually. Can you go back to the browser here?
Yes.
And when I'm trying to shrink, it's getting ugly.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely because
Or
the
you can,
mobile version.
no, I mean like if you are even trying to zoom to increase, in my opinion,
No,
no,
no.
not like this. Like experiment. If you just shrink to the left to make it bigger, but this is your maximum size, right?
Yeah, and this
Because
case, uh-huh.
when I try to like expand, it's getting ugly.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely. What we can do? Okay, maybe what we
I
can take is the uh-huh.
I mean like my What does that mean? 1 second. My hero is not the same as like my products. They are not in the one lane like yours. I mean, the columns, they are not in the same column. Then can I just share my screen maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In that case, for example, here is fine. Let me see.
No.
I can. 1 second. I guess I shared the wrong screen. Ah, sorry. Yeah. Now you can see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here's now is fine. But when I go like this, like this. Right, that like is this one is not. Oh, it's because of to put the center, right?
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah, because of the center and because the images are hard coded, the size, the width in this case that we are having.
Yeah, about answer.
Yeah, I know it.
In that case look good, but when I do like this, it's changing. How to maybe we need to give the max fees for the our Kira, right?
That is what I am trying in this moment because what I removed here at the beginning was max width. I give it 80% to see what just to give it. And with the template column as you suggested, the 80% or something, but still not. And I think your hero maybe, are you using like the cover position into the, yeah, cover, and background size, cover, and position top. So,
It's not no okay,
um,
but still.
I know responsive with this is we have to specify how many screens we want to, how many screens you have to do this. It's just
Thank you.
yes, no thanks to you, Sam, for bringing it. Who else is looking out for your design? David, um,
Yep.
how is everything going so far?
Yeah, all good. I'm just watching what you guys do.
You give up with grid, right? I will never this
Yeah,
kind of.
use the grid. I'm just watching what you guys try.
Okay, okay, okay. Shana?
I'm also watching today. I think it's just easier with Flex. So much easier.
Just put the
Okay.
booster, man, if you want to use the grid.
Okay. Okay. Baul-san, how's everything? I done.
Everything is good. I'm just watching as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Me too.
cool.
Everything is good. I'm watching.
Okay, everything is great. Okay. Timur, Guldur, all fine. Okay, I know that Maxat is suffering with me here with a little head.
Mario, is it just the developer's preference to use either grid or Flex or?
No, I will give you just one example. If I am doing a static page where the performance is preferred, I will go with grid, even if I don't like it much. Grid performs better because, okay, not for responsive, because for responsive, you have to be creating all these different structure that you have it. But when you, for example, if I am building a newspaper or something that is restricted in one size and I have one structure, grid perform faster and more if you are bringing information from outside. I am not expecting to be that responsive that I needed. Then I will just, another way is the artist tends to use it. In this case, for example, it will sound Have you ever seen those people that they are drawing into one square stuff that they do a lot of the square and they start drawing in those little square? You can perform something like that here. Yeah, the artistic people tend to use it more because you have more control where to add every single piece. For example, you can create all the pieces and start moving it to a specific position into that square matrix that you created. For dynamic information, I will never use grids. But this is Mario who is speaking. And honestly, in my work, I just use Flexbox. It's the easier one that you have it. But for the main structure, people say that it's good. I tend not to use it. Aha. Aha. Then what do we have here? The menu that can be inside. We can do this subscribe mini form that is here in order to not to leave it that ugly. I enjoy. Okay, then we create the new. You have here the products and you have the hero, the products, and here I will say something like another div, and I close it, and it will be class call to action, and inside that one, I will add the subscribe, something like a H2. In this case, H2, then let's say it an H3, and then we can have one input type text maybe, and we just have this placeholder will be equals to subscribe. And when we see it, we will understand that there we have that information. We have this call to action. We have that call to action. We just say background color black. What we say it? Let's say color white. Let's add some padding. 1.5 RAM. And let's see what do we have. There we have the information of the text. I think we can just say call to action. Call to action A2 is the one that we use it. Oh, we can just say, for example, text, transform, uppercase. It's completely unnecessary to do it in this case, but I just want to throw weight, let's say 400. And just to make it right, then the other call to action 3. And then we need this dot call to action And we can just say input with 100%. If I'm not mistaken, and I was mistaken in this case, we have the input and
I think you put
we
2 dots there in the input.
okay, thank you so much. Okay, maybe you will just say, hey, 50 pixel. There we have. Yesterday, I learned something from you that I always learn something. But if I'm not mistaken, yesterday we were able to select double and get in this case the placeholder, right? Placeholder, and we were able to add like a something like a font weight bolder. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, it was like that. I didn't know about it. Yeah, look. And what do you think if we just say display flex and we just added like a flex direction column and I already forgot it. Align item center, right? Align item center. And we add that, guys. I didn't save it, or I make it, or I did another mistake. Flex direction
What do you want to
column.
do
Just
right
to
now?
put this text in the center.
Which text?
This
Subscribe?
one. Yeah, this is.
Oh, this one, but you are putting the wrong, you are putting the input. You
Oh,
call
thank
function
you.
input.
Here, right?
Just call correction.
Okay. And there you have it. Maybe we can add just like a something like that. A border radius, 5 pixel, pixel, just to add it. And I think it's not even looking good in the center. This one is unnecessary.
Oh, because
Yeah, maybe. It make more sense to add it over there. Then we can continue adding the 3 elements with some information. Call to action, then we have the call to action, and here we can add a div. This will be, I don't know, something like a class contact information, and we can have 3 divs, and there will be info 1, info 2, info 1, info 2, and info 3, and we take this contact information and we just, because with contact information, we just say something like mean the height 350 pixels. I am just hard coding some stuff. I'm okay. Display flex, right? We love flex, and they are in line. Then what to say? Background color, gray, dark gray, and we just say contact information. That information, and the next element is a D, and we just say like a with 30%, something like that we are using it. And then we have the 3 elements. Then
Maybe we can just use justify content space
between, right?
Mhm.
Make more sense.
But not for
Justify
the right. I would say.
justify content space between, right? And
Or space around.
space
Yes.
around. Okay, yeah. In order to have the other one, yeah, make more sense what you are saying. Space around. In order to put everything into the center stuff. As always, some padding is never bad. Padding. I don't want anything here, but maybe one rem on top and bottom. Okay. Say like a
And for top and
50.
bottom, it's first one.
Oh, I am already. Yeah, you are right. I am already making a rating very bad one. Yeah. And then we have this second. We can just add the information over here. Then the other. What else? No, after here, I will spend a lot of time trying to make it properly as I wanted, looking for every single detail that we have. But in general, this is our project. Mhm. Do we have questions, commentaries, or something so far? As I like, didn't want to use grid for anything. I can give you the code here. What I did it, what we did it together, basically. And you were correcting me for some parts. For the other part, I think like I will have to spend more time trying to figure it out the best way to go over. Basic structure is done. And the subscribe is a button. Never is absolutely not the same, but at least we practice it in this case. Grid somehow. Questions, commentaries, something. I will leave this one how it is right now because I will just start to add it random CSS and trying to match it as much as I can with the other one. I didn't practice the project before arriving. Most of the time before the class, I try to at least to have an schema what I am going to do. And right now I am going on the fly just to not to, or at least to try to show you something.
Maria, are you able to check my previous question, which was
Yeah.
yesterday about the
Yes,
Hoover?
absolutely. Absolutely. If we don't have any other question, we go with that. We have time. Okay. Would you mind to send me the project again?
You mean mine?
Yes, yours.
Check. Maybe you guys did it. The project agency with the Hoover. This is all one simple I can do by myself.
Maybe Shanar did it or David did it.
I haven't completed yet.
Okay.
Which one?
The agents
Uh,
one with the Hoover. When you move the Hoover to the image, it's gonna be background yellow and plus sign, like icon, plus icon.
I understand how the Marat or whoever did it. I understand how he did it, but I'm too lazy to make it too many codes. So, so yeah.
you are
He
my
just
friend.
put the so like the picture on another like the picture, and when you hover it is like the opposite of the top one is 0, and the back one is going up. So like I already, if you inspect it on a Google, you understand how he made it. Like
You
I
just
was trying
did
to
it with the Z index.
now he would like put the when he hovered, like when you hover on that picture, he put the for the image the opposite 0, like or like the blurred or something like that, but the back one is going up. So that's how we make it. Do you understand, Mario, what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, I think I understand. Let's try to go over it. Let me see if I got it. I will go over. I think like your idea make quite sense. Let me just try to go here. If
Just
that makes sense, let me know. The image, I think like the image will be covered, if I'm not mistaken. The image
yes,
will
it's
be, and then we will have another thing
on top
here
of.
that, yeah. Then this one will be, for example,
But
this
make
one
sure,
will,
wrap that picture on in that div. So put for that div background picture, background image something, and then put the picture and make the size of that picture like 100% for that div. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yes. Let me try to see if we, okay. First one,
but are you
let's see.
sharing? Are you sharing the screen or
Uh, no, the thing is like I just want to okay. Right now, I want to take the idea that David is saying. Okay, right now, what I did is here. We have the portfolio. If I'm not mistaken, this is the portfolio. Let me just remove this image just for the sake of be correct. Okay, that is over there.
Mhm.
Then this is the image, right? This is the image. And here I have another div. This
Mhm.
is the div that it will be, let's say that, let's make it yellow. I will add one class, and this will be class background hidden.
Mhm.
Background hidden. I mean, say, and now let me go here, and I just want to see where, oh, so beautiful CSS, much better than mine. There we have to have something like a portfolio star. Oh, where is the image? Where is the image? Team portfolio option. Ah, here it is. Vertical portfolio image. Let me see. portfolio image and okay, portfolio. Okay, let's here. I will just add some. Let's say like this portfolio hidden here. It will have something like a with. I will just say 100 pixels, just to simulate 100 pixels. And I will say a height of 100 pixel, if I'm not mistaken, and we will make it yellow, okay? Background color, yellow, okay. Okay, and there we have this yellow stuff over there. I think, or based on what you are saying, this portfolio image, we will have to give you some position. Portfolio image, let me just
make
add it.
them relative.
Yes, exactly. Position, relative, and this guy, this one,
Absolute.
exactly, position absolute. Okay, then let's just go over here. Let's refresh this one, and we have it. Okay, now let's
Just
hide
give
this
it
guy.
width and height 100%.
Okay, 100%. 100%.
And
Let's save
opacity,
it.
right?
Oh, okay. I was thinking like we just opacity, right? Opacity
0.
0.5.
For
I'm just
Hoover
saying I'm
even.
not.
But now it's 0,
Yeah.
but for the Hoover is 0.5.
Okay. Then right now is 0. Okay. And now, in this case, do you remember how we did the other one? We have to get this
Can
guy.
you give it the relative not for the portfolio image, but portfolio image? I mean, like in relatives.
Okay,
Image.
let's try to make it work, and then we try to fix it.
Okay.
Okay, because right now, when in portfolio image, we go to hover, right? We go to hover, we tell this background hidden. That is the same that we did with the when applying to the other one. We give the opacity. We get the opacity of 0.5. Okay, I think this was how David was explaining to me, or this is how I understood it. And then we go here. And there it is. Now it's needed to make this icon, but in general, I think this could be a solution.
So in that case, I have to put the icon, and for the icon, I have to give the background, right? Color,
Yeah.
like yellow.
Okay, now we can
make sure you make the diff like over the picture, not all the box. So that's why it's
yeah, that's why I'm telling you, just you can just, you know what you can do. Just give it for the relative for the image, not for the class. You give it the relative position for the class. Here, yes, in portfolio image, just make it put on the top one. Yeah, just image. Add here image, space image, img. Yes, just img, img.
IMG. Okay.
And try now. It's supposed to work.
Okay. My brain is already not working.
Oh no.
Now just make sure on each in the HTML you put that like not the background hidden is like gonna be in the picture. See the diffs in the picture.
Okay,
Right
I will do something. I give you.
Okay.
I give you this and you fix it. My brain
Okay,
is
okay.
already not.
Just
Okay,
put
I
the
will do it.
divs
I
in the divs. That's it. The background hidden in the bottom divs. Yes.
Here,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you are
It's
right.
supposed to work. It's supposed to work. I know.
Yeah. Refresh it.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah,
I will
refresh.
refresh it.
It's supposed to work. No. Oh my god.
Okay, set like this, please, and then I will continue
Yeah,
analyzing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like we solve it somehow.
That's why I'm
Yeah,
so
but
too lazy for it, please. To make these things. And put the
ah,
icon and adjust the icon for it. So
don't worry. The majority of developers hate that thing too. There is a difference between like a web developer, web designer, or the web engineer. We usually are so lazy for that. Okay, but at least something we did it. The idea, but the important here is not what I did. The important here was the idea, how to solve it. Thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for not to be angry because I went over the fly. I really didn't practice this e-commerce before arriving. Then all this mistake that I committed is like that. I tried to prepare before the class. Thank you so much. Also, Chanel, for telling me don't waste my time. That we already did it. That make absolutely sense, and I appreciate that kind of feedback right away because sometimes people just keep silence, and I hope at least something new you got it, or instead of wasting completely our time just reading the same thing, please feel free to always address me directly, like and that will help with all of us. Um, I am not sure if we have any other question or something that we can solve it for a minute.
I have a question, Mario. It's
Yes.
just very beginner one. I just sent
Uh-huh.
you the pen right now.
Yes.
And the problem that I have here, you see the yellow?
Yes.
I put it as a flex end, but I don't understand why it's overflowing. I know I can fix it with the margins, but I want to understand why it's overflowing, like why it's very down there, even though I set the height.
Okay, here we will have it just to look for the element, what is affecting exactly. Okay, this is the div that you have here. This is the div. If I am not mistaken here, there is something like a power. Let's look for this exactly element that we needed. This is the document, this is the HTML, this is the body, this is what we have it, and here is there are two different divs. Then the divs, this div,
Oh, I put two
uh,
put two different
yeah,
tips.
yeah, there are two different divs. Main text is that one, and the other one is footer. Then because they are div, there is one after another one. You have to join it or something in order to do it. And this one has some padding or something like that that you are using it. And look, here it is. I can sometimes when you have this kind of inconvenient, and if you don't see where they are, look, you can close this one and close this one, and you can see, okay, this is one div. They are not inside one another one, and this is another div, and the div will always be outside. And this main text here, main is the one that had the background image. That
Yeah, but I
is.
mean like this footer is inside this main. But why it's overflowing? Because I set a height for main.
Mm-hmm. You said the high for main. That is a very good question. Yeah, I understand. Let me see here. Okay, they are in two divs, but they are inside main. Let me just go here. Uh-huh. Okay. Main text. Okay, just main text is main text is this one. Okay. And main text. Okay. But this nav, okay. This nav is also made in div. I want to see it. Okay. Okay, here. Hey, it could be that this 500 is too little space.
Okay.
No, no, I just wanted I want to see. I'm not sure. I am just thinking. Because yeah, but you are right. This is here. I added 300 and it's entered. But my text. But main is this one. Main is this one. And main has inside everything. This is the nav. This is the text that is normal. And this is the div. Three of the. You are expecting that these three elements exist inside, right? I mean, that is
Yes,
what we're
inside the
saying.
main.
Yes, inside the main, and that makes sense. Now, main text and div. Let me just go and see this main. Let's say border, solid, red, 1 pixel, and I close it. You are right, it's not. But here is saying this. Let me remove this here. And let me remove this one over here. Navigation, close, 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 and main. Main. UL flex, main flex, center Y. Hey, okay, this is the no, this is the main text. Main text has to be something like a 80%.
I would just use positioning. Absolute
Yeah, the
relative.
position. Yes, yes, they will make they will make the true. But
Okay.
is you understood what is happening?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, got it.
Because the main text is getting the full page. That means like it's getting in this case these 800 pixels. Then the other one is just going outside. That was the inconvenient with this main text.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it will be something like this. Okay, it's a solution. No, you can say like 96, something like that, right? 95. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it's something, and it will made it. But that was the inconvenient. The inconvenience is that everything in the main text was the 100%. That is the 500 pixel that you added.
Yeah. Thank you, Mario.
No, thanks to you for the question. Okay. Uh, yes, absolutely. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, I can first, Shana. Okay, you are the host, and I feel like you can create the breakout rooms if, but you can stay. There is not any problem. You can stay here all the time that you need it, and you are right now you have the superpower. I think like it would be nice if you stop the recording. I forgot to stop it.